Yo guys, welcome back to another video on our channel, and right now it is double XP in Black Ops 7. So I'm going to show you a crazy easy XP farm in Black Ops 7 zombies. It's going to get me an insane amount of player levels, an insane amount of weapon levels, and also gobble gums as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to come to select the match, we are going to come to standard, and then we're going to click on play solo into Ashes of the Damned. All we're simply going to do is load into a game, and then I will show you the exact strategy that I do. Okay guys, so now we are in game. There are two things that I recommend you doing. One is I recommend you run a good weapon with either a good reload speed or a big magazine like an LMG. I probably wouldn't run a sniper rifle or something like this for this method. It's going to get a little bit too tricky. Also, if you have toxic growth, you could chuck that on. It is going to help you out. Of course, you can start spraying the little things like that and growing the toxic growth there and getting yourself some additional upgrades. But it would also just come in handy for the little spot that we're going to sit in, because you can just use it there and put it on the floor so the zombies are slower. Okay, so what we're simply going to do for the first couple of rounds, guys, is just farm some points and some essence in the spawn. You don't need to go any further. We don't need to go anywhere. We're just going to farm some essence to get some points together so we can start going and unlocking the doors that we need to do, picking up some perks and stuff like that, and then we can get ourselves straight into the spot where we can just grind our XP. And once we're in that spot, guys, you really don't have to move unless you want to pack a punch. You really do not have to go anywhere, and you can sit there quite easily until you get to around like 31, 35, 40 at a very maximum. And the reason I say that isn't because it's going to get too difficult, it's because your XP is going to start capping. So if you start staying in games longer than around 35, your XP is just going to hit a massive cap, and you're hardly going to get any XP for what you're doing. Like, it's literally going to be a waste of time, especially while double XP weekends here. All you guys should be doing is getting to around about round 35, looking to exfil, loading up another game, and jumping straight back in if you want to get the most XP, gobble gums, and weapon XP possible. Okay guys, so now we're at Blackwater Lake. All we're going to do is get this pump turned on, and we can grab ourselves speed cola while we are here. And then we can, of course, just carry on with the method. But the first thing we do want to do is obviously get this pump online as fast as possible. And yeah, we're going to be all good to go from here. So these are just the little steps that we have to do, unfortunately. Like, I wish we could just jump straight into a game and get straight into an XP farm. But unfortunately, with the majority of these XP farms that do exist on these maps, we are going to have to get somewhat through the map to actually be able to get to the method that we want to use. Like I said, while we're here, we're going to grab speed cola simply to give us that faster reload speed, which is exactly what we want, especially with the spot we're going to go and sit in. That is exactly what we're going to need. And now what we've got to do is jump in Old Tessie and take it down to Ashwood, which is of course going to be your objective anyway. So just follow that where you're going, and you are going to end up in the right spot. And once we're there, that is where we can get into our little spot as well. We don't need to do anything more. We don't need to go any further through the map unless you guys particularly want to kind of get something from the other side of the map. You do not need to go any further. You can literally just sit here if you want to and not even have to go to the other side of the map. Okay guys, so all we're going to do now we are here in Ashwood is come and turn the power pump on this side as well. We're going to make sure that we do that, and then once that is all done, that's going to allow us to get double taps, it's going to allow us to get jugs, it's going to allow us to upgrade our weapon rarity. So it is something we do want to do, because on this side of the map it is going to be very, very useful to have. And then, like I say, we're pretty much set up ready to get into the spot and just start grinding away at getting these zombies killed and just start grinding our XP up. Okay guys, so like I said, we're simply now just going to go and get this pump turn on, and then once that is done, we are all good to go. So we're going to get power on. Like I said, we can get jug, we can get double tap, all the stuff that we're going to want. And then, like I said, we are in the spot. We're literally going to stay in Ashwood as well. We don't need to go any further than where we are. We're quite happily just going to stay here. We're going to get this turned on like so. Go and turn the power on, and then we are all good to go. We'll come up here, flip the switch, and then power's on, which now gives us access to double tap, gives us access to jug, gives us access to all the different things that we're going to need. And of course, like I said, we can upgrade our weapon rarity as well if you do want to come to here. And then guys, all we are simply going to do is, this is where the power pump was, right? This is exactly where we just were. We're going to look up to where double tap was and where the switch is for the power. As you can see, that's where we just turned it on. We're going to run back on ourselves. We're then going to do a right, come up here, act as if you're going to go and buy this sniper, and then come and sit in this corner. Reason for this is the zombies aren't going to jump up here. They are only going to come from this way in front of us. And then, as you can see, you can just stand here and start spraying down the zombies. If it gets a bit too techie because you've not got any weapon upgrades yet, like me, you can just jump down. And these are obviously the earlier rounds as well, so I just need to get some weapon upgrades, pack a punch, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then you can quite happily just sit here and just spray your magazine at all of the zombies and take them out. Like I said, early rounds, if you're like me right now and you've got no weapon upgrades and you've got a smaller magazine on your weapon, then it can be a little bit annoying to try and do. But again, you're on the early rounds right now, so the XP that you'd be farming, you can just stand and farm normally. But as soon as you got that weapon upgrade and pack a punch, you are going to be absolutely able to fly through all of this. And one thing that I've totally forgot to do as well is turn Rampage Inducer on. I would definitely recommend turning Rampage Inducer on, especially once you get to the higher rounds, because it's just going to make them spawn so much easier. And like I said, if you do have toxic growth, what you can do is put your toxic growth like around here. The zombies are going to get slowed down in it. The zombies are going to get caught up in it. You can then just sit here and spray them as they are in the toxic growth. It is a very, very easy method, guys. Yeah, let me just get some weapon upgrades and Pack-a-Punch real quick and show you just how easy this method actually is and just how useful it can be. And just a reminder, guys, if you do go ahead and upgrade Tessie right there, you can Pack-a-Punch out the back. As you can see, you've now got a Pack-a-Punch machine on the back, so you can Pack-a-Punch your weapon and just like so. If you didn't know that, or you're new to zombies and you're just trying to do an XP method and you didn't really know, that is what you can do. You just need to drive Tessie into the garage that the objective literally says to do anyway, upgrade it, and then you have got the Pack-a-Punch machine on the back of Tessie. So now that we've got a weapon upgrade and we've also Pack-a-Punch, we can come back into our little spot. The new round's going to start. Like I said, I wish I had Rampage Inducer on to show you just how good this method is. But then we can just stand here and start spraying at the zombies as they do start spawning in and piling up in front of us. It's really good for critical kills as well because they're all going to be obviously at head height. They're all going to stand around the same area for the head height. But if you're not too worried about your camos and you just want to get through the rounds as fast as possible, you can also shoot them as they come up the stairs if they're going a little bit too slow for your liking or whatever it might be. You've got plenty of areas. And as I said, if it gets a little bit too, dangerous up here or you feel like you might go down, then you can quite simply just jump down the side there and then the zombies are all going to start walking back down the stairs and following you. So it's a very, very easy place to be in. And once you've been here for a little while and you start to get used to, grinding in this spot and grinding out the XP and stuff like that, you are going to easily be able to do this with no problems whatsoever. But as you can see, we're getting critical kills already. It's just such a great place to stand. Like I said, you want to get to around about round 35 at basically a maximum right now. Because once you get to around about round 35, you're seriously going to start hitting a level cap or an XP cap, which just means you're basically going to be standing there killing a bunch of zombies after level 35 or round 35, and you're just going to be getting no weapon XP, you're going to be getting no player XP because it just caps the XP that you can earn. So if you are going to do this, like I said, make sure you've got Rampage and Juice on. It's going to make it easier. Make use of your perks as well. You've got double tap there. You've got Jug over there. Pick up Speed Cola when we first picked it up. Unfortunately, I ended up going down because my controller disconnected. So I don't have Speed Cola. But Speed Cola is going to make it a lot easier with that faster reload speed. You've got Jug, double tap, upgrade your weapon rarity. You can Pack-a-Punch your weapon. And then all you got to do is come back and stand in this spot, guys. A very, very easy method. And it doesn't take too long to get set up at all, which is a really, really nice thing about it. Now you can just sort of stand there, grind away. Again, if I had Speed Cola, you could see how much easier it would be with Speed Cola. But it's just such a good method, guys. It is an insane XP farm right now, so make the most of it, because a lot of these methods and a lot of these areas where zombies seem to only have one way towards you are getting patched or fixed a lot of the times. Like, they'll probably put a patch in where the zombies do jump up that little ledge there, which is going to make this not as effective. So if you are looking to do this, guys, and make sure you do it before it does get patched and make the most of it while Double XP Weekend is here. Get your weapons leveled up, get your player leveled up, earn yourself a bunch of gobble gums. Of course, gobble gums are time-based, but of course, for you to be in a game long enough to spend enough time to actually earn the gobble gums, you need a good spot to stay in. You need a good strategy to actually earn those gobble gums as well. So yeah, guys, it is a very, very easy method. I definitely recommend you guys do make the most of it whilst you can and whilst it is still available. If today's video has helped you out and given you a nice, good method, guys, please do me a favor and smash a thumbs up, as it helps the channel grow a lot more than you'd expect. Make sure you are subscribing with notifications turned on. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, so if you can help us hit that, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you have got any more strategies like this you want me to try out, let me know where they are in the comments below. I'll try my best to find them and see what they are like compared to this one. Yeah, guys, I appreciate you watching all the way to the end of today's video. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.